In today's video, we're tackling the most important crossroads every 62-year-old faces, the decision on Social Security that can make or break your retirement. After 10 years of helping clients step into retirement with confidence, I've seen what works, what backfires, and the strategies that consistently create the most security at this age. That's why I'm sharing 3 key things with you today. The Social Security claiming strategy that can maximize your lifetime benefits, why the old rules of thumb around retirement spending often fall short, and the smart financial moves to make in your final working years before you hang it up for good. So let's jump right in. Why 62 is a make or break year? When you turn 62, you can finally claim Social Security. And a lot of well-meaning people will tell you to claim it as soon as possible while you still can, and share some pretty strong anecdotes about why it makes sense. If you look at the comment section of one of my previous videos on Social Security where I make an argument for why it makes sense to delay, some of the responses were, well, strongly opinionated. Clearly, I struck a nerve without intending to, and it made me realize just how deeply emotional this decision is for so many people. I stand by what I said, and I will take it a step further by saying most people would agree that emotional decisions are often not good or logical. So don't let fear, emotion, or fear of missing out drive a 30-year decision. The people who swear by taking Social Security early will always bring up the Social Security Trust Fund. So let's take a moment to talk about the fear that Social Security is going broke and some essential historical context so we can understand this topic. Every year, the Social Security trustees report on the system's finances. The short version is that reserves have been trending down for many years, and projections show the trust fund depleting in the early 2030s, with ongoing payroll taxes covering only about 77% of scheduled benefits. That's obviously not ideal, but it's also not a collapse. Nonetheless, there is absolutely a valid reason to be concerned about the future of Social Security. But you may not know that we've been here before. In the 1970s, high inflation eroded benefits until Congress stepped in and created automatic cost of living adjustments. And in the early 80s, bipartisan reforms gradually increased full retirement age, taxed benefits for higher incomes, and strengthened funding. Later tweaks also added to the stability. The bottom line is that the program has been adjusted before, and it can be adjusted again. A recent Pew Research Center survey shows that Social Security remains the most broadly supported federal program in the U.S. As of 2024, 79% of U.S. adults said Social Security benefits should not be reduced in any circumstances, which demonstrates the overwhelming support across all demographic and partisan groups. In my opinion, even in this polarized and chaotic political environment, I believe it's unlikely that Congress will allow 70 million voters to lose 30% of their benefits overnight. Your claiming decision should be based on your numbers, your cash needs, health, spouse, and taxes, and not on panicky speculation. Here's a quick refresher on the essential rules of Social Security. Your full retirement age might be 67, but it depends on your birth year. You can claim as early as 62, but you lock in a permanent reduction, roughly about 70% of your full retirement benefit at 62. That reduction accrues monthly. If you delay beyond your full retirement age, you earn about 8% per year in delayed retirement credits up to age 70, which is roughly 124% of your full retirement benefit at 70. Cost of living adjustments, or COLAs, apply to everyone, regardless of when you claim. Once on Medicare, Part B premiums are deducted from your Social Security check, which is why your net deposit might be a little different from your gross benefit. If your spouse earns significantly more than you over your respective careers, to the point where half of their Social Security benefits are greater than 100% of yours, you can elect to receive half of their benefit instead. And don't worry, your spouse will still receive 100% of their benefit. This is called the spousal benefit. And if that higher earning spouse passes away first, you can receive their higher benefit. This is called survivor benefits. As you can see, the rules aren't super simple, especially when you're married, have an age gap with your spouse, or if one spouse earns significantly more in your working years. Meet Tom and Hannah. Same age, retiring together, and wondering when to claim Social Security. At full retirement age, Tom is projected to receive $3,500 per month, and Hannah at $3,000 a month. If both claim at 62, Tom's drops to about $2,450 per month, while Hannah's is about $2,100 per month. Let's compare household lifetime benefits across 5 strategies, assuming reasonable life expectancies and average cost of living adjustment. If they both claim at 62, that's a lifetime benefit of $2.1 million. If they both wait until full retirement age, or at 67, that's about $2.4 million in lifetime income. If Tom claims at 70 and Hannah claims at 62, that total lifetime benefit is $2.5 million. If Tom waits to 70 and Hannah waits till full retirement age at 67, it's $2.6 million. And finally, if they both delay Social Security until age 70, their lifetime total benefit is $2.7 million. That's roughly a $600,000 swing from the earliest to the latest strategy. Now, there's always a break-even component to this because none of us really know how long we're going to live. Comparing both at 62 versus both at 70, the break-even is around 16 years after claiming, which is roughly at age 78. So if they expect to live longer than 78, delaying tends to win on total lifetime dollars. But here's the piece that most people will miss: survivor benefits. When one spouse passes away, the survivor keeps the higher of the two benefits. So if they both claimed early, the survivor might receive around $58,000 per year, inflation adjusted over time. And if the higher earner, Tom, waits until 70, the survivor benefit can be around $87,000 a year. That's a $30,000 a year difference for the surviving spouse, and often the spouse who lives the longest and needs the most financial stability. This is why I so often recommend that the higher earner delays until 70 when it's feasible to do so. It's not just about your check, it's about protecting the survivor as well. Now, break-even charts are helpful, but they're not a financial plan. In addition to longevity and survivor needs, especially with any age gap or health differences, make sure to consider other income sources, whether it's part-time work, annuities, or pensions, and the timing of these income sources, a healthcare bridge, how you're going to cover health insurance from ages 62 to 65 before Medicare kicks in, whether that's COBRA, a spouse's plan, or the marketplace. And then savings buckets, taxable accounts versus IRA/401ks versus Roth IRAs. How much will your RMDs be and the sequence you pull from those accounts? That alone can save or cost you tens of thousands of dollars over time. The point is, to make the best decision, make sure to fold Social Security into your full retirement picture. Don't decide in a vacuum. Here are the rules of thumb I use with my clients as a starting point, which will inevitably be customized to the client's particular situation. Number 1, if you can cover expenses with your savings, part-time work, or a spouse's income and expect to live until you are at least 80 years old, I would strongly consider delaying, especially for the higher earner. Number 2, if you have a younger spouse and you are the higher earner, delaying to 70 materially boosts the survivor benefit. Number 3, build a cash bucket through age 65, and if you're delaying further, through age 70, so you're not forced to sell investments at a bad time. And finally, number 4, revisit your plan at least annually. Markets, health, tax laws, they all can change, and your claiming strategy can adapt before you actually file. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more specific, I got you. Here's what you need to do if you're 62 or approaching 62, step by step. Number 1, create or verify your My Social Security account and pull your actual projections at 62, full retirement age, and age 70. You can do this on ssa.gov. Number 2, run scenarios. Compare claiming both at age 62, at full retirement age, and at 70, in a combination where the higher earner waits until 70. Number 3, price the healthcare bridge to 65. Be intentional with taxable income if you want Affordable Care Act subsidies. Number 4, coordinate withdrawal priority and order. Consider using taxable accounts first and evaluate Roth conversions in low-income years before RMDs kick in. Generally, Roth IRAs are the last account you touch in retirement. And finally, number 5, stress test your longevity. Model different scenarios like one spouse living 10 to 15 years longer and make sure the survivor benefit supports those later years. The bottom line is at 62, don't let the headlines or the anecdotes make a 30-year decision for you. Yes, the system does need some adjustments, but no, that doesn't mean grab it at 62 or it's gone. Policy levers do exist, and we've used them before. So build your plan around your numbers, your health and longevity expectations, spouse and survivor benefits, especially with the higher earner delaying. Do the break-even math, stress test for longer life expectancies, and revisit this at least once a year. If this was helpful, do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who just turned 62. And make sure to check out this video on Social Security spousal benefits if you want to learn more about that. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Daniel Masuda Lehrman. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.